Okay, boys, we did it! We made it halfway through the series!
Oh.
What's wrong, dudes? Let's pop in the next VHS! Come on, the night's only just started.
No. Brendan, you just played a non-stop VHS of the entire first half of One Piece.
Yeah, what's your point?
Our point, Brendan, is we just sat down and watched 12,000 minutes of One Piece in a single sitting. That's 207 hours of uninterrupted viewing, bread boy.
I'm still not seeing the problem here.
Brendan, I literally can't feel my legs anymore. I think I've been stuck in this chair sitting for so long that I've developed muscle atrophy. Please. We can't stay here like this anymore. Our bodies can't take it.
Oh, come on now. You're both over-exaggerating just a tad, don't you think? We're just hanging out, just a few buds, watching some cool anime.
Brendan, please. I'm begging you here. We haven't talked to our families for days. I haven't spoken to my family for days. It's time to stop, man. We have to put this down now.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Christian.
Please help me. Guys, I can't move my legs. Seriously?
Let me explain something to the two of you. You guys aren't going anywhere. Not now. Not while we have so many fans that are depending on us.
Fans? Brendan, what are you talking about? What's happening to us?
I'll try to explain as best I can for the both of you. You've actually stopped watching the show several times over the course of our time together. You see, you don't know this, but all of us have built a podcast. We've been stopping and discussing the series over and over again, roughly every 3 to 5 episodes, give or take here and there. So it's actually been quite a fair bit longer than any of you realize that you've been here with me. You won't recognize this, but this isn't even the first time we've had this discussion.
Brendan, what are you saying? This is crazy. I don't believe what I'm hearing right now.
So what? We're pawns? And we're just stuck in this podcast together? What about Jordy and Devin? Where are they? What are they doing?
Don't worry, Christian. Not every episode needs to have the entire ensemble together. Sometimes it can be good to work with only a few members at a time. They'll be back in the future.
Brendan, how long have we been trapped here like this in this podcast?
Oh, roughly 3 years or so. No big deal. I always remember to give you guys a break for a week or so at a time.
You're insane. It's insane. Why would you do this?
Because together, we've made this wonderful place where folks at home can listen in and chat with us about their experience with this series.
Move already.
For one, am just so proud of each of you. You've really brought something special to the world for everyone to enjoy.
We're never getting free, are we, Brendan?
Nope. Christian, I'm afraid that for everyone else's sake, I just can't let that happen. You'll thank me. Oh, and Christian, do you mind reading the summary this week?
Yeah, sure, Bread Boy. No worries. Let's see here. Zoro did it, kids. He cracked Luffy's code. Instead of returning to the Sunny on Sabaody in 3 days like they originally agreed, the Straw Hats will reunite in 2 years. We bounce around to each Straw Hat and get a glimpse of what they have chosen to do with their extra time. Some pursue knowledge, some pursue adventure, but some will go through hell in pursuit of strength. In a similar vein, we jump over to Luffy, who is going to be trained by none other than Rayleigh, who takes Luffy to a deserted island called Ruscania, where humans have lost the battle to nature in survival of the fittest. Rayleigh warns Luffy that this is going to be a very tough challenge, and there are 500 creatures he could not beat in his current state. This warning is driven home by the arrival of a giant red elephant that swats Luffy away like a fly. But unlike Luffy, the elephant proves no match for Rayleigh. With the mastery of Haki, he defeats the beast without even throwing a punch. Luffy leaves his sacred straw hat behind under a tree for safekeeping, remarking that Straw Hat Luffy will be taking a brief hiatus. He vows to his brothers and his crew that he will come back stronger than ever, and just like Luffy, we are all excited to see the results of his and everyone else's training. I wonder what the Straw Hat Pirates will look like in 2 years, or like next week when we cover that set of episodes probably because surely we can't go that long without seeing them.
Yeah,
Surely we also don't take a 2-year break.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure.
we wouldn't do a 2-year break.
I imagine though.
No, come on. Don't
We
scare
just-
them like
we go-
that. We're not going to do that.
No, I can see it already. We make a Twitter post that says, like, these are weekly episodes, so like we all have pictures of our arms that say 1W, but it's crossed out, and we put 2Y underneath it. Dude, the shit
Wait, hold
writes
on, this is
itself.
great. This is beautiful. Hold on.
We do our face reveals, and it's just all of us standing in a line with that exact tattoo.
Well, it doesn't have to be faces. We can all just be side by side by side, and it could be an arm reveal instead.
Oh, okay, yeah, an arm reveal, yeah. Over every 3 years, they get one new appendage or something like that.
Every arc, we reveal a new part of ourselves. If we had better planning, that would have been amazing.
I'm writing this down, dude. This is gold. I'm writing.
Write that down.
I'm saving this for Patreon on goodies or some kind of shit like that.
We're gonna leave drops behind, like one of those real world ARGs or something like that.
Yeah, we'll build we'll take like the same root code that Polka what the hell's that game called, Polka whatever the hell is based off of. But we'll just have like Pokey Pokey walk around with the Pokemon game, talk about the what are you talking about?
The hit sensation.
The hit sensation Pokemon Go.
Pokemon,
Go.
yeah, there you go. You got it. Pokemon, the hit game everyone loved, Pokemon Walk Around.
Walking simulator.
It was on the tip of my tongue,
You were right there. It was just funny watching you like dance around the actual word. But no,
you were so outraged, and I was like, "Man, am I a fool? Like, does this game not exist?"
No, I
Maybe.
mean you. I knew what you were talking about. It was just funny watching you dance around the word "go" and not find it in your vocabulary.
Pokemon get up and get outside.
Get up and
just
move.
Yeah, do every word that isn't go. But yeah, no, we did it. Congratulations, Christian. You are unofficially halfway through the series. I guess I would call it the halfway point, but
Same.
considering it's like still running,
Yeah,
it's kind of
At this moment, it's technically the halfway point. In like 3 years, it won't be the halfway point. It's just it's a convenient halfway point, but more importantly, it's this major turning point of the series.
Yeah. Although to be fair, I do think that even in the manga standards, well, I guess still in 3 years, it's going to be different. I think the manga's only on chapter 1070, and this episode, I think, marked chapter like 512 or something like that, I think, back in the manga. So we're only off by like 40-ish chapters from where the manga is currently in terms of like a halfway point. So by today's standards, it kind of counts.
We are technically halfway through the series in its current state.
Correct. Yes, that is what I'm putting down on paper.
Big 4
And-
now.
3 years from now, hopefully it'll still count as like, the 40% mark or something.
We'll see about that.
My big fat X to doubt button is on the
Yeah,
ready.
like Oda's got like another 150 to 200 episodes underneath his belt for sure. So
It would not surprise me that the dude's got another 100 or maybe even 200 chapters planned out.
I mean,
at some capacity.
just in basic math, he said he was going to be done by like 2025 or something like that, allegedly. For now, that is his deadline.
So, and that was still like a thing he said, but Justin, I think he told you guys, but there was something that he released recently where he's like, yeah, we're on the final arc, but like, you can kick it, guys. I am going to take my sweet fucking time.
Yeah, I mean, he can say final arc, but like, even if he sticks to 2025, that's still 2 years from now. 2 years for a final arc is still like, that's a long time. That's he releases a chapter each week. That's upwards of 100 chapters.
Yeah,
if he goes,
for sure.
If he goes late 2025, it can be closer to 3 years, which it could be closer to 150 chapters. So, like,
I do think that there's a good shot that there's 4 years of One Piece left under our belts, give or take. That way, another 200 chapters.
How many years will we need to get to 2027? 5?
From this moment, as it's about to be 2023, it would be about 4 years from beginning to beginning.
Okay. Because someone was pointing out, I was like, it'd be really cool if we if Oda somehow planned it where
exactly 30
series
years.
it ends exactly in 30 years.
That would be kind of sick, though.
I wouldn't necessarily call that a plan. I would say he just like somebody probably would have pointed it out to him at some point. And he would have been like, "Yeah, I can stretch this bitch out until 2027."
We always say stretch, man. Like, why can't we say, I can finagle my, plot elements to fit that timeline? What if he's compressing?
That sounds a whole lot like stretching to me.
I prefer the term fleshing out.
What I'm suggesting is that what if he's cutting the fat in order to fit it within a 30-year time frame, not
so you
stretching the narrative.
So you think he could have gone longer?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dude, I think
in my mind.
If this guy was a literal machine, he could do this series indefinitely. In fact, I think that the only thing... So this is another thing he says he wants to do. If he finishes One Piece and he still has, like, the drive to be a mangaka, which it sounds like he actually does, which is mind-boggling to me, he does aspire to make a Gundam anime of sorts. I'm sorry, Gundam manga of sorts, where he gets super political, and I, for one... I would be interested. I don't know if he's got it in the tank, but you know what? If you do, big guy, just please put yourself first.
Oda's not about the Kanye, is he?
Say what?
Oda's not about the Kanye, is he?
I don't. No, not that kind of political. Just like like a normal political Gundam show. Like Space Wars and shit like
your
that.
average Gundam.
Gundam has always been mecha. Sci-fi political drama, honestly.
Except for G Gundam, which was just, balls out,
the
guns
World
out.
Cup with robots.
It was good though. I was here for it. I'd watch that shit again. But we've been talking in circles for a few minutes. We made it to the end. And before we get into the big takeaways of these episodes, I guess we might as well go over the finalities of our straws. And I mean, do either you guys have? Do you guys want to go through the list, or do you guys have any particular straw?
I'm stepping up to the plate to start off with my main man Zoro, swallowing his pride as the manliest man that he is, and he rolls up to Mihawk's room, and he's like, "Bro, we both know I'ma hate myself for what I'm about to do." Smacks forehead on the concrete. Can you please train me? I have to become stronger. I know what I need
to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
And I just like that whole interaction was really good because Mihawk just looks at me, he's like, "Bro, I just lost every amount of respect I ever had for you. Get yourself off of my floor and get out of my room."
No. The best part too is that, okay, so at first he's like, "You've got to be shitting me. Get the fuck off my floor." But then after he's like, "What would bring you to do this?" He's like, "So that I can kill you one day." He's like, "What?"
What a madman.
He's like,
"I still want to kill you one day, but first, I just need to get stronger so I can be everybody else, and then eventually come for you."
I need you to show me how I can do that.
I need you to fast track me to the the high tier, and then I'll get myself the rest of the way. You know what I mean? Like, just give me literally just chuck me up the mountain, and I'll grab the rock. I
literally just carry me through the raid for the first time, and then I'll know what to do after that.
Yeah, right. I just need a little bit of elo boosting. Just a little bit.
My elo, I mean, I know I'm in silver. You're in, fucking diamond X plus or whatever.
But I'm a plat at heart.
Get me to gold,
yeah,
and I can get myself the rest of the way.
I just need a small loan of 1,000 MMR.
I will say, out of all of these, Zoro is probably the longest and the most drawn out. Also, kind of the funnest, I suppose, in a big way. And yeah, so he basically goes into Mihawk and begs his ass, like, "Hey, can you train me?" And then Mihawk, at first he was like, "Nah." Then he was like, "You want to kill me? Hell the fuck nah." And then Zoro was like, "I killed your monkeys though." And he was like, "Choto mate."
Yeah, because Mihawk is like, "You want to beat me? You can't even beat the fucking monkeys outside." And so I was like, "But I did though."
He's like, "Wait,
this is wild, by the way. I don't know how the fucking managed it."
Listen, man, he's like the monkeys. After getting his ass beat for 3 days straight, he's like, "Hold up, I got this." And then he runs it back.
I like that that we had to get Zoro to beat these monkeys at some point, so we just decided to be like, yeah, he did it. Whatever. Who cares? Isn't that so crazy?
Isn't that so
Listen,
crazy
that Zoro's getting his ass beat for 5 hours straight, but then suddenly
Bro,
he
he's
found
not
the
even
strength to beat them all.
100%. All right, he
Exactly.
is severely nerfed.
And we watched his ass get beaten by these monkeys for like 2 episodes, and then suddenly he can beat them all.
Listen, like this isn't like the first time we've seen this bullshit in.
I mean,
this
yeah,
show.
but like he's egregiously wounded right now.
That's why it is so long.
They make a large point of it over the course of this entire time he's on this island.
Man, just let my boy have his W, dude. He didn't beat all of them. There was still the Mihawk gorilla.
Yeah,
that was.
I mean, they walk back outside, and Mihawk's like, "Thought you said you beat them all. What is this?" And then the reinforcements come walking out, and yeah, there's the Mihawk copycat who's got an exact replica but white of his sword, Mihawk's sword, because the monkeys are
Yoru,
also master blacksmiths, and they copied Yoru but made it white. They whitewashed Yoru, and now he's got to beat the big monkey boss before he can probably really train. I don't know. Or he's going to spend the next 2 years just trying to beat this Mihawk copycat. Either way.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like if he can beat the Mihawk copycat, like he'll definitely have like some maybe chops at some
He'll have
capacity.
improved.
Maybe
Probably not enough to beat Mihawk himself yet, but
very true, very very true. The more I see these humandrels, though, the more I'm just kind of like, man, how sick would it be if you could just like copy everything you see? I mean, I know this is all a joke on monkey see, monkey do, but like you said, they
Wait a
become
minute, hold
master
on.
blacksmiths.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. I wasn't thinking that at all. I'm an idiot. Hold up. You're a genius.
what the
You're
monkey
kidding me.
see, monkey do didn't immediately come to your brain when you watched
Not
these
even
episodes?
a little bit.
Wait, we talked about this last week. I literally said that
Justin,
last
come on.
week.
No shot.
I don't believe
I
this.
said those exact words last week. What are you talking about?
Did not hear you utter those words. The last thing monkey related, and I'm pretty sure it came from me, was monkey kick monkey.
Okay,
That
you know what,
was
Christian?
2 weeks ago when we were talking to Devin.
I rest my case.
There's no case. You have not made a case. You can't rest what has not been
Your
made.
case is so weak.
And I've rested it. Now we let it rise.
No,
No, it's only
staying
gone
in
into
the
the
ground.
garbage.
it's staying 6 feet under.
All right. Well, Zoro figured out the message as I was worried for him, and I've seen these eps. I thought maybe
I
he was
wasn't worried for a minute, bro. He had it. Everybody's doubting my man Zoro.
I kind
Put
of
some
wanted to
respect
see
on
him.
this man's name.
I kind of wanted to see him struggle with it for like another few minutes before finally getting it. I'll be honest with you. I was really hoping he would open with him still just sitting on those stone steps with Perona like
staring.
Oh, my arms. Or like one of the ghosts is holding it somehow or something because she's like dead on the ground. She's been holding her arms up for 2 hours straight.
I kind of wanted, like, if anything, Perona to point out the thing on his arm so that he could look at it and then be like, and then they'll do like that anime bit where they like it pans to the paper, then back to Zoro, then back to the paper, then back to the Zoro, then back to the paper, back to Zoro, and then it like, I got it. That would have been a good bit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The small amount of doubt I had was that Zoro like got the message like through and through. Like it took him a minute, but he got there, 0 hiccups. I would have thought it'd been kind of funny if he was like, he said, I got it, and was like really close, and then Perona or somebody else had to like step in and was like, close, but no, you got this one part wrong, idiot. And then he's like, oh.
I guess like there's only so many ways you can play this gag off without like inherently ruining it, because I guess the whole point is that it's only supposed to mean anything to the straws or whatever. So if you let any other side character figure out, then you open like this rabbit hole of any other character in the series could figure it out. So therefore, I guess I sort of see why they didn't go that route where correcting Zoro. But in the back of my mind, I do really wish that Zoro would have spent a little bit more time brain crunching. It filled me with some joy. I'm not gonna lie, knowing that his fucking the gears in his brain were fucking seizing at the
working overtime.
Listen, regular Zoro 100% easy peasy understands it. He's got a little bit of concussion, brain trauma. He's struggling, but he alright though.
Moving on to the next one on our list is Chopper. Chopper had a good time. Also, he adopted
Chopper Mask?
I was just gonna say he adopted the Usopp school of getting a superhero persona,
and then abandoned it immediately.
No. But the best part about it, okay, so Chopper does this bit. He goes back to the island. All the stupid Oonga Boongas were like, "Hey, Chopper, you're back.
Do they have
we
an
love you,
actual name?
Raccoon Dog."
Like, do they have a clan name or something like that?
They might.
I almost
They might
feel
even
bad just
revealed it. I
referring
don't
to them as the
remember.
Oonga Boongas every time. Somehow it feels bad.
You know what? How about this? Oonga Boonga One Piece. I'm gonna see what that brings up, and if it works, then the
I swear
the
to God,
internet.
if it literally just says Oonga Boongas on the wiki, I'm gonna lose it.
Okay, I do not have Oonga Boongas showing up from an immediate search, but Chopper Island.
I feel like you're gonna get an entirely different
Island
search results.
Training.
He's gonna get that movie.
Wait, hold on. Either I just got their tribe.
They have there's like a country name or something for them. I could have swore.
Yeah, it's just like the Bird Island or something
It's like
that.
Birdie
Wait, no,
Island
I'm
in the
thinking of the other
Torino
one.
Kingdom. Do you not have a fucking clan name,
Do they-
sir? It's just the
I like
inhabitants.
that. I like that it's the Bird Island when the birds are the invasive species in this case too.
Always happen.
Like the people have been living here for centuries, and the birds move in for a week, and suddenly it's the Bird Island. The birds are the
Bro,
Christopher
surely they
Columbus
have
of this
an official name.
universe.
Wait, hold on. Wait, no,
All right,
I
it's
think
taking you
literally
guys
just a
too
character.
long.
Yeah,
I've lost interest.
I'm out. There are
Out
Oonga
of
Boongas
all
in my
of
eyes.
the members of the tribe, they've given one gentleman one singular name, and they were just called the inhabitants. There's no tribe
right.
name; they're just inhabitants, and I'm
the
upset about it.
The Bird Kingdom inhabitants, the Oonga
Mhm,
Boongas, if you will.
Yeah, that's too long. Oonga Boongas it is.
All right, back to Oonga Boongas. The Oonga Boongas, of course, see Raccoon Dog and sorry, Chopper. No,
Wow.
I'm calling him Raccoon Dog. My bad.
He's adopting their lexicon now.
Excuse me. But Chopper's like to stave himself from any embarrassment, dons Chopper mask in order to, I guess, I don't know what he was trying to accomplish, but the Oonga Boongas were like, okay, yeah, let's just play along. Yes, of course, we knew you aren't, Chopper Reindeer Man. We know you are Chopper Mask because clearly
You
we're
look nothing
stupid.
like Chopper at all.
Mhm.
You don't look anything like Chopper. But then, so Chopper tries to convince him, but then as soon as they start playing along, he's just like, fuck this shit. All right, I'm tired of this.
This is embarrassing.
This is a stupid fucking idea.
How does Usopp do this?
Yeah. Well, no, he doesn't say that because he still doesn't know that
We
Usopp
know what
and
he's
Sniper
thinking.
King are the same
Yeah,
thing.
he still
though.
doesn't know that it's Soga King anyway. He's just trying to be
Wait,
like Soga King.
Fuck you.
Yep. He just wants to
There's
be
no way.
like Soga King. Yeah.
There's no way
he still doesn't know.
No,
Him and
they-
Luffy still don't know
Fucking
the bit.
No, actually, no, that's true. Yeah, him and Luffy don't know.
Oh my fuck.
I was gonna say Luffy would know because he eventually took off the mask, but he didn't put even that together.
Yeah, he doesn't. He didn't put two and two together. He was just like,
he
oh
was,
look,
he
Usopp's
was
here.
dying at the time too. So
Lots of blood loss.
Something
Unfortunate.
or other. And then we find out that that the island, this is the tie-in to Chopper. Of course, it just had a bunch of fun little herbs, but more importantly, the Oongas had a extensive library about medical pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
And Chopper was like, "Wow, you guys are like really cool and smart. I never would have guessed."
yeah, this island is just like Ohata 2.0 now.
Honestly.
Has a massive library of all of the presumably mostly medicinal herbs and how to use them and so on and so forth. Which, to be fair, is essentially once the mention of medicine happened a few episodes ago, became very apparent it was that this was where Chopper was going to get his training arc. But for them to have such a extensive library's worth of knowledge on medicine was not something I saw
That wasn't on the bingo
coming
card, eh?
at all. That was not on the bingo card.
No free space. No, not on the none of that.
The Chopper also makes this resolution to like become a monster as well somewhere in there.
Dude.
If
Okay, so
Luffy needs
go
him.
ahead. Continue.
I mean,
what was your thought?
I found it interesting that even among all of this, that even though Chopper recognizes that his main contribution is medicine, that he should also grow strength-wise as well. He's remembering a lot of... We get flashbacks for all of them back to like when they first met Luffy and their general backstory a lot of the times, or impactful moments that Luffy had on them. But for Chopper, we get a lot of before Luffy and just his general upbringing. You know, we get back to him trying to show his face for the first time in human form to a bunch of randoms, and they start shooting at him, and then Hero Luck finds him, and yada, yada, yada. He refers to himself constantly as a monster because that's all he ever heard. So now he no longer cares about the title of monster in a derogatory sense, but in the idea that it represents strength and fighting power now. And he makes the resolution that if it helps Luffy, then I can become a real monster, or something to that effect was the line.
Yeah. I will say this is actually my favorite like Chopper line in the entire series, at least thus far. I find this mentality to be such a transformative, I guess, character progression in our young boy Choppy. And in fact, the only One Piece poster I own happens to have like a crappy quote from all of the straws. That one quote happens to be Chopper's quote. It's not stupid. It's not stupid at all. It's a great goddamn line. Chopper, I'm proud of you. I think back to when Sanji said it to you back when you were fighting Wapple and stuff like that. You recognize, you understand your place in the world. I'm proud of you, big guy. You're handling it out there. Good for you, my boy. I love Chopper here. He's such a fun guy.
Yeah,
I really appreciate this line, particularly probably period or more than ever, just because it echoes some like a similar line in One Piece, like similar relevance and whatnot. We'll get there eventually, but I'm like, wow, the way this one message, this one frame of mind, or however you want to phrase it, just like comes back in One Piece a couple more times. I'm like, wow, I love this. This is great. I can't wait for my big boy Choppy to become monster.
Dude, I can't wait for Choppy to become monster. I mean, we've already seen it, but like more monster.
Yeah, but like, what if he can control the monster now? What if he can...
Surely that's not where he goes next, right?
Surely not. Surely he doesn't down 3 rumble balls a day until he can control when to go Chopper.
Yeah, no, I don't like this. It just sounds like addiction. No, thank you. We don't need that for Chopper.
Sounds like addiction. Very, very bass backwards for our doctor on the
bass
here, actually.
Backwards.
However, there is potential for Unga Bungas to teach Chopper how to defend himself. They got spears, surely know how to like fisticuffs, right?
Dude, imagine he comes back and he's just like got one of those rocket launcher spears with him at all times.
Yo, him and Frankie, they go in deep diving and on the tech and the
that would be sick. Yeah, like what if he's got like rocket launchers like attached to his antlers or something like that? That would be,
oh my god,
that'd be baller.
It's gonna be Frankie's gonna be like, hey, I'm working on this new invention, and Chopper's like, this seems pretty cool, but what if we added rocket launchers?
Yeah, what if we put rockets on it?
and then Frankie looks over. He's like, "It's a great idea."
Bitch, right?
He's like, when the hell did you become such a genius, Chopper? That's genius. Why didn't I think of that?
The only thing that make it better is nipple lasers.
I put rockets on the fucking boat. Why didn't I put rockets on these antlers? What's wrong with me?
I'm a goddamn fool. But yeah, I do love this time for Chopper. Moving on our list, we do go to Usopp, my homie, and also Heracles, the return. God, can I tell you how much I just fucking love Heracles? I love his speeching tick, and I can't get enough of the guy. I want to see this guy so much more in the franchise, and I'm so sad.
I gotta listen to him in
mostly
dub.
Gone.
I gotta listen to him in dub. In sub, it's just like anything and everything he says just sounds so good and clean. I would hope in dub it's just as good.
No, it's fantastic. It's like everything he says, he ends like every noun with a soft N at the end, and he's like, Usoppin, or like, I'm your masterin. Just yes, speak to me more, Heracles. Speak your truths to me, I beg you. But of course, Usopp, after getting the message, he's like, all right, I have a great idea. I'm going to lose all this weight and get muscle. And Heracles is like, that's a great idea. I've been telling you this for weeks. That's fantastic.
And then Usopp's like, can you train me, master? He's like, huh? You called me mastering?
Yeah.
Kara Kleason. He's like, Senpai-in? Master Kleason? And then he just Kleason pulls out chalkboard. He's like, all right, kid, here's what you need to know.
Here's the basics, all right? We've got pop greens. We got deadly plants. We got deadly animals. We need to get you to lose weight. And if you're lucky, you'll be able to use these as a weapon. And Usopp's like writing it all down. He's like, yes, sir.
Usopp's cut is going to be insane.
My man's going to have the sexiest V-line, V-cut, whatever you call them.
Yep, he's bulked up. And now he's going to cut. And oh man, Usopp's gonna come back ripped.
Yo, you thought Zoro looked crazy with his 1-2 gorilla arm pump anchor arms technique? Wait till you see my man.
Dude, Usopp's about to have the biggest chest in the whole series.
Okay, I don't know about all
Zoro.
that. Like, I appreciate the
energy.
But I don't know about all. Nobody
Boda
can
would
take that
never.
title.
The
Nobody
biggest hits
can
in the
take
series
that.
belong to Zoro and Zoro alone.
Oh my God, I hate that I know that now. I hate that.
This is the worst fact ever.
Shout out
It
to
is the worst
SBS.
fact.
We love you.
Terrible fucking fact. So yes, Usopp will train with Heraclean, assumedly get stronger, learn a new bag of tricks. Nami decides and goes to stay with the weather losers, as we all probably
Losers.
With the nerds.
I'm just saying, they're fucking nerds. They're easily, manipulated. They seem like idiots to me.
Bro,
I don't
they had
know,
a
man.
perfectly well-off society away from the turmoil of the Earth.
Yeah,
and Nami's out here ruining their dichotomy, their
any
dynamic.
woman ever.
Yeah, clearly, and any female
Well, okay, there's
ever.
definitely women on that island. I'm pretty sure we see
Are there?
women like at the balloon terminal. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure I saw women in there.
I'm pretty sure this island's a sausage fest.
I mean, listen, that's just how it ends up sometimes, you know?
It's
but more
either that
importantly,
or the crotchety old sausages are gatekeeping all of the knowledge. So
Which I also hate. I hate that. No, it can't be that, because after Nami was like, "Hey, can I stay here after all? You'll give me a house, a nice hot tub."
none of them, they didn't agree to any of that. She leaves them literally on a cliffhanger and just goes, "All right, I'm gonna live with Haradas."
Well, I mean, she's gonna hang out with Haradas. That doesn't mean she's gonna live there. I mean, they'll probably give her a house eventually, right? Surely. Nami is a master negotiator. I mean, we saw her
negotiator.
back in.
You mean manipulator?
Potato.
Yeah, potato. Like, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Like, I respect my girl's hustle out here. That's all I have to say.
As
where we're at.
Devin's advocate, I must remind every one of us that Nami is toxic, and I'm still mad about it.
I disagree with this take. I think
but
she
she's
has a
adorable
very
when she does it.
She has a clear understanding of human emotion, and you don't want to get me started on what makes Devin ill-equipped to answer that comment. Moving on. I'm just kidding.
Yikes.
I'm just kidding. But
my man said Devin is emotionally and socially inept, and that Nami's not toxic. What an asshole!
I'll be here all night, folks. I'll be here all night.
Sounds pretty biased to me.
If I am very biased. I am
Mr.
also
Red
toxic.
Hair, he loves it.
It takes one to know one. That's how I know she's not toxic. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm fucking around. Anyway.
I'm not convinced. I heard that voice earlier. The fucking what's that Netflix show? You sound like a whole lot like you, and you scare me.
I need to get myself out of this hole. I've put myself in.
You've typecast yourself.
You know what? He's not wrong.
I enjoy that Nami took a moment and was like, hey, so like I gotta make sure that I can hang out with my crew and take care of their weathery needs or whatever. And the one line that I really like at the end is as she's explaining like how hard-headed a captain is to Haradas. Haradas sounds like, yeah, he sounds like a pretty cool guy. It sounds like he balance each other out pretty well. And she's like, yeah, he's really high maintenance, so that'll happen. Great conversation. Good back and forth. Moving on to Frankie. Frank. What is there to say about Frankie? Terminator Frankie is just having a great time.
Yeah, he's living for all of the inventions that Vegapunk has left behind here. He's talking about all of the like everyday inventions and stuff for the betterment of society that he saw in the other lab. And they get to this hidden one that they just somehow found. And Frankie's
yeah, that was
like,
kind of weird.
now this is what I'm talking about. Fuck all that namby-pamby betterment of society shit. I'm trying to blow shit up. I'm trying to ruin lives with the weapons that Vegapunk came up with in his spare time.
Oh man, dude, it really do be like literally that though.
And I think literally the one blueprint they show does have a rocket on it. I think it was a missile or some kind.
Yes, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
I think it's really funny how like, okay, to access the secret lab room, you have to blow up my lab. So you got to commit violence to get access to even more violence.
You have to show that you're committed to walking this path.
But more importantly, you have to somehow survive the explosion.
He's like, man, don't worry, I can do both, and I can look good doing it.
Vegapunk was like, okay, whoever hits this button is clearly, you know, a psycho and can't be left to their own devices. Blow him up with this button. And then he's also like, if by some miracle this didn't kill you, I guess it's just meant to be. Here's all my knowledge.
Then the hypothetical Vegapunk is convinced that you are worthy of committing further war atrocities.
I don't know. I think it's more of just like, listen, I couldn't stop you. Clearly, life doesn't want to stop you. Why? Who am I to get in the way anymore? I tried.
There's a lot of narrative that you guys are setting as precedent that makes me very conflicted over what Vegapunk's agenda might be.
Well, like, I mean, look, man,
imagine
the guy is force feeding inanimate objects fruit. Like, what do you expect out of him?
He made cyborg animals. He works for the government, makes tools and actual weapons for them. Like, this sounds like, you know, general private military contractor stuff to me. Is all standard.
This dude like figured out how to like purify water in like third world countries, and he's got that like on the front lab. But then the secret lab, he's like, all right, now when they blow that up, they'll earn the right to get to the real science.
Oh no.
Like, oh no, Vegapunk, what were you thinking? what is wrong with you? All right, but so Frankie, he does the thing, he blows himself up, which we already knew, finds his way to new lab, and is like, I live here now. I live here now. He literally said that. He's like, I'm going to live here now. And
also, sorry to cut you, but the whole following sequence of him, you know, like he keeps, it's Terminator Frankie scares these two goons he's with. I can't remember their names right now. But he's like, all right, here, I found a freaking husk of a tiger. Does this help? He's like, yeah, you look kind of cool. This isn't so scary. Lights himself on fire at in the fireplace. Books it out of the lab and just begins terrorizing the town and becomes yet another like folklore legend in Baltimore.
The legend of the sacred beast or something.
It was like the screaming,
beast.
Yeah, the flaming screaming beast or something like that. Frankie never changed.
Also,
he became
stupid bit like at the beginning of Frankie's section where they're like trying to get a police sketch for who broke in and blew the place up, and one of the first villagers goes like, I don't know, he looked like a giant gorilla, and then we literally cut to a Marine captain who is called Captain Gorilla.
Captain Gorilla. Well, wait, what did he say in the sub? Because his line in the dub is even better. Because they go, one of the perpetrators looked like a gorilla, if you can believe that. And then the captain responds with, no, that's really hard to believe.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then the captain looks like a gorilla. And then maybe a minute later, one of the lower Marines addresses him and he goes, Captain Gorilla, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh my God.
What a great fucking bit. I love that. That was one of the quotes I wrote down this week. I busted laughing. I had to pause it for a minute. It spoke to me on a spiritual level.
It did. It was pretty good.
Yeah. But all right, that's Frankie. He's gonna go teach himself Vegapunk shit. Robin agrees to go to Baltigo to meet Dragon, and she just kind of like reminisces mostly. She doesn't have like a big, overstating or grandstanding like gesture or whatever. She's just kind of like, hey, I'm gonna go, vibe with you revolutionary guys. I'm not going downstairs though. I don't fully trust you, so don't ask me to do that again. And they're like, say less, get her a couch.
Yeah, they're like, all right, get the couch, get the windbreaker, get the food, the hot water, the tea, bring her anything she needs. Every single blanket on the entire ship is hers now. And
but we already set it up downstairs.
Tough shit.
So bring it upstairs.
Then bring it upstairs. The lady wants to be outside. Bring it outside. Also, you footstool now. No, don't bring the footstool. You are the footstool. Get on the ground.
That dude was definitely bossing around. If Robin wasn't girl bossing, she would be girl bossing real hard right here.
Mm-hmm. But she doesn't need to because she knows.
She doesn't need to because she's got Simp Captain over there doing all the bossing around for her. She do
be simping a little bit for her, I'll be honest. And he kind of needs to step off, to be fair.
That's Christian's territory.
Yeah. After last week when you guys made that Robin step on me thing that I didn't even think about, honestly, I'm feeling a little guarded right now. I feel like I've had my territory encroached on and I won't stand for it any longer.
Okay, well, that's fair. I understand.
There's only one room,
but seeing
for one Robin stand, and it's
seeing all the
Christian.
backstories again. It's true though. Seeing all the backstories again just kind of like rips another hole in your heart. Especially
I'm glad you enjoyed seeing those.
When they give us Robins again.
I was worried that you were going to be a little annoyed with the too much like reliving of flashbacking and whatnot.
I mean, I'm not going to say I enjoyed it. It's like we've seen these flashbacks several times already, but I mean, I get it. I'm done complaining about it. These ones don't overstay their welcome too badly. They're like it's like 30 seconds for most of them, so I don't really.
They redid the animation for all the East Blue folks. How about that? Yeah,
they did clean them up a little bit. I can't ever complain when they put the really good ones up too, though. To be fair, like we do Nami's whole asking for help and Robin saying she wants to live, and seeing Hero Luck again. All of these just like. Fuck. Let me go get the tissues. I'm fucking tearing up again over here.
Hey, we did it. He has a soul, or at least for this shitty fucking anime.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Brooke. I guess he's gonna learn how to go beyond 45 degrees. That's gonna be his training arc, right?
He's gonna master the Michael Jackson lean.
Yep.
He's gonna learn the secret to getting below the 45-degree angle mark. I believe in you, Brooke. I think you can do it. And then he also started playing the guitar, which is pretty sick.
The crowd started vibing. It was awesome.
The crowd really did start vibing. They were like, dude, this is a great jingle. Like, keep playing that shit, Boney Man. And he's like, I got a new the hotness for you. Bone to be wild.
Oh, what a stupid joke. Oh, but good one, Oda. I'll take it. It was funny.
I did now start a music career and like make a song in reference to Brooke, and it's be like, this one goes out to my main man Brooke.
You cannot
to be wild.
You cannot have a living, breathing skeleton man based off of Slasher that is a fully fledged musician not make a Bone to be Wild joke. It would be criminal.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can. It just
no,
you
absolutely can't.
Illegal.
That was, in fact, if I haven't made it in this cast thus far, I've probably been saving myself for this exact moment so that we could get the natural feel of it first. I've probably been sitting on it in the back of my mind for weeks, years even.
Surely we do Bone to be Wild parody next.
Dude, surely. Next, of course, last but not least, we have Sanji rounding up the back. His big. I do love at the start when him and Ivankov are chilling. Ivankov like kind of mentions like, hey, you stop being a bit prissy all of a sudden. I like it, but like why? And he's like, well, I got like a message from my friends, but you don't think that I'm friends with them. Oh, if only you knew what the message was. Can I just say, like, that was a fun bit? I don't even care.
Ivankov's sitting there like, you motherfucker. What? Why are you acting like this?
Why are you a fucking child? have some fucking manners and get your masculinity under control.
Yeah, this is some toxic masculinity shit right here.
It do be a little toxic masculinity, but I laughed.
But this is a twist I guess I wouldn't have guessed coming, where part of the reason Sanji is here is to get a cookbook.
Yeah,
because the Kamabakas, in addition to being a master of this Kenpo style, also have these 99 recipes that are extremely important for training and building up the general health of your body. And I don't know, Sanji makes some some weird statement when Ivankov is like, oh yeah, these recipes are built to, I don't know, like help your body or whatever. And Sanji's like, food builds your body up. I didn't think of that before. What are you talking about?
That's what I was saying.
What are you
I'm like,
about?
Are you?
You've been a cook your entire life and you're like, healthy food helps people build muscle better. I never thought of that. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying, man. Absolutely wild.
He's a chef, not a nutritionist. He's not a nutritionist.
Don't give me that. Get out of my
telling
face.
me his entire life has just been dedicated to making the food taste good, and you never stopped to think about how good it would be for you?
It sounds like an existence I would honestly I would treasure. I would cherish.
You know, hold on. This is my track. He like maybe Sanji's just like a dude who like just like he's like Uncle Roger's like, bro, just throw a bunch of MSG in there. Let the umami flow through you. And meanwhile, he's giving people gouts after every plate.
Oh my god.
Sanji's out here making takoyaki for everybody, and then he realizes he's like, we should really cook some veggies though.
He just throws some raw broccoli on the plate and says, "Here, it was in storage. You might as well eat it."
This is Sanji's
We don't waste food on my ship.
We still don't waste food, but now we might as well get a balanced diet, I guess. This is Sanji's big see, he only ever cared for taste. Now he's gonna care for nutrition. I don't think that's completely unreasonable. Chefs don't give a fuck about nutrition. I mean, come on, they're just making the tastiest plate.
Ooh, wow, you're
I think that is an
inflammatory statement.
That is an insane thing to claim, I would say.
All right, well, I'm
make
trying
it seem like
here.
chefs are out to murder us all for profit.
I mean, they are probably, but
all right, Christian, hold on. I need to tell you, I have my back on this.
So, in order for Sanji to gain said recipes, he's going to beat all of 99 of the new Kama Kenpo masters or whatever, and he's like, "Bet, I'll do it. Give me 2 years. It'll be done." So he's going to be on a fetch quest while everyone else is like,
my dude,
they have normal masters.
My dude has the hardest training arc. He is going to be Zoro's going to be fighting nonstop too, probably like maybe minimal breaks. I'm not convinced Sanji's getting any breaks at all.
He will never rest.
that is kind of what they imply.
My man is going to be hop, jump, skipping, and kicking.
But they do imply the same thing for
years.
Luffy. They say that, they Rayleigh makes the comment later that Luffy's not going to be able to sleep soundly unless he has the ability to take down these things on the island. So
Surely Luffy doesn't require 2 years to finally get some sleep.
Well, I would also discount my own argument because of that one tree that apparently all of the monsters don't go near for some reason.
That is also true.
But will Luffy take that out? Probably not.
I assume he's going to avoid the tree for posterity. I mean, he's like a little bitch.
He's like, well, I'm really tired. That tree is looking real. No, that's not how we do things here. I gotta go.
Quitters go to the tree.
Exactly.
we don't go to the tree
until I am worthy of being called Straw Hat Luffy.
That's right, my boy. Speaking of, okay, so we've covered all the straws. Luffy is now going to be doing his training arc with Rayleigh on an island called Ruskaina, by the way, in case you're wondering how to pronounce it. Ruskaina. Okay, you didn't care? Either way. Fair enough.
I cared.
Okay. I'm trying to have a conversation, but okay.
I cared. I just, in my head, I was dunking on Christian by doubling down with you, but I was like, nah, that's not necessary. We keep that inside
All right, but then you left me talking to nobody but myself. I'm like Christian, thinking that Discord's fucking failing me again.
Good point.
Ruskaina is an island that is like northeast of or something of Amazon Lily or some
It's
shit
pretty
like
close.
that. And its gimmick is it has 48 seasons a year, which for those keeping track at home literally means it has a new season every week. And
sounds like
the
my
humans
fucking nightmare.
it does sound
Christian just thinks about how he's gonna microdose winter every other couple weeks.
every
Makes me want to
month.
die.
At that point,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sleep through winter. I'll
He
take the L
hibernates every
and
month.
I'll just lose a week of my life at a time every month to not have to experience the winter.
He'll lose. Well, you wouldn't lose that much. You would only lose a quarter of a 6 months period. You would lose 6 months worth of your life.
That's not how math works.
Yeah, it does. There's 1 week would be winter.
A quarter of every month basically comes out to a quarter of the year, which is 3
Right.
months.
Well,
That's 6
right,
months.
but in the
'cause 2
2
years.
period.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
2 year period.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair
yeah,
enough. You got it.
All right. See,
A
my
fucking
math is-
engineering major over here. Oh, look at this guy.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying,
I was
dude.
working
Like,
on the 1 year, 48 seasons in a year.
fair enough. But, we're talking with the problem at hand, which is, 2. Anyway, moving on. Kuja are not allowed to come by for the next 2 years, including
whamming.
Hancock.
no
No,
whammy, no distractions.
Boys only.
We need
You
the
didn't-
testosterone to fuel our gains. We can't be wasting it.
You didn't have to say that. Like, why you gotta be like that? All right. Well, no whamming, as my cohorts have explicitly
No
stated
whamming
for
allowed.
everybody.
Boys only club.
Well, no whamming, no friends, no distractions.
And Luffy
Except
leaves.
He has no friends.
Luffy leaves his hat in the one safe space on the island near a weird carrot-looking tree that I guess the
Is that
animals just
carrot?
don't like.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. My
Like a
brain looked
radish?
at it. It was
It's
like
a
a
fat
radish or
carrot.
mushroom.
Yeah, like a weird radish, maybe something like that. But now, oh boy, we've done it, Christian.
Christian, we're here.
You made it.
Just for
You
you.
made it.
We
Uh,
thank you, Rayleigh, for the explanation, the definitive
Thank you.
guide to hockey.
And
So-
thank you for showing us your abs 2 weeks ago. That was also really nice.
Yeah, we really appreciate
Justin,
those
calm
apps last
down.
week.
Listen, you unbuckled your pants with no hands 2 weeks ago. I'm allowed this, all right? Let me have this.
What we established that that nobody was wearing pants that week.
I think it was only Devin who confirmed that.
That's probably true. I am usually wearing pants. That is true. But I'm never a belt. I'm not wearing a belt in my own
What
home.
the hell was all that noise I kept hearing?
You don't want to know.
So we now know hockey. I'm glad that we got here. Christian,
Hey,
buddy.
it's me. I basically called this.
I think you basically called it, yeah, for the most part. The only thing is I think you maybe split like armament hockey into like 2 sub cases when in the reality it was like together. But honestly, I still think you like 90% of this like has been completely called by you at this point.
Yeah.
So
I think,
are you?
I think I don't know. I remember Conquerors hockey was always its own thing, but I
Yes.
feel like I remember splitting it into sort of a pretty much like a mind and body type of situation, where mind in this case ends up being observation, where you can sense people from far away or hear them, whatever the case is, and then physical body enhancement. In this case, armament hockey. I'm pretty sure that's what I split it up into at the time. Whenever we talked about this.
That being said, you called it. I'm proud of you. I think the only big useful information that I don't think you had on your bingo card is that armament hockey will indeed be the only effective counter against Logias going forward in the series.
Yeah, I didn't have that specific detail down, I don't think. Although when we talked, when we were back originally on Sabaody,
Yes.
and we talked about how Rayleigh could make contact with Kizaru, I just in general, it became, how could he do that? Well, probably hockey. I don't know how, but probably hockey, because at that point, it was really just a matter of oh, this thing, someone can do this thing that we have no idea why they could do it or how they could do it, it's probably hockey.
It's like you always live in a building, it's hockey.
So I do want to be a minor buzzkill going forward in the series because I feel like we need to talk about it because it's just going to be confusing if we don't talk about it. So this point in the series has like an actual like hard deviation to how we've been exposed to hockey in the past. And it kind of gets used like back and forth, either one. But up until now, we've like when somebody uses hockey to touch like a Logia, for example, it just like happens, right? Like they just kind of like reach out, touch them, then you know they're using hockey. Or like if Garp is like punching Luffy with hockey, he's like, I was rubber. You're not supposed to feel it. After this, from now on, when you see hockey, at least armament, you'll actually see like weird fucking black armor like coating on fuckers.
There's going to be visual cues now for all forms of hockey. So like you really get the message across.
I see.
Like imagine literally like it's like their arm suddenly gets like engulfed in metal. Now, the series will simultaneously use both rules. They can use it without the metal arm and with metal arm. It's kind of weird, but going forward,
that's confusing. Then
I know that's why I mention it. They will simultaneously decide back and forth when they are like, "Hey, I'm going to touch a Logia with no metal arm, and I'm also going to touch a Logia with big metal arm." And it's like, well, okay, either way. But going forward, armament hockey is going to have that visual cue for you. So just know that when we get to the next set of episodes, I suppose.
All right.
And I think thinking back to those episodes in like Sub-OD or wherever we were, I think you mentioned how you would be disgruntled at the idea of like hockey being like more or less the only counter to like Devil Fruit / Logias in general. And it kind of is. It's gonna, that's it. Like, oh, you don't have like Sea Prism on hand? You just need hockey. That's how you beat them.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of tough. It feels a little lame to have it be the only counter, but at the same time, it's kind of a show of expertise in a sense. Logias are already like Devil Fruit users are already rare-ish, and then ones that have Logias are even further rare.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there needs to be some sort of counter in the world to them. Otherwise, it's boring if they just steamroll everybody that isn't also a Logia.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's an annoying subject. I still think that in my heart of hearts, a better hockey is essentially Nen, where the only people who could touch a Logia, for example, are people who like come up with like really creative Nen uses or something like that. Like you have to come up with like a new Nen design in order to touch a different Logia element, maybe, or something like that. Having it just be, hey, you either know armament or you don't, does kind of limit, I guess, the counter use case, counterfactuals to not really having a lot of like versatility, which is kind of a letdown, I will say. I think that's my only complaint with hockey as a whole. I don't mind at this point in the series that there is a foil to these broken ass fucking devil fruits like Logias. It's annoying that the foil is just like you either do or you don't. You know what I mean? There's no like, I guess there's no like moving component to that.
Yeah, and I think what'll end up happening for me personally going forward, it will just be the idea that there's no room for personality there. Anyone going forward that can oppose a Logia has armament, and there's no wavering from that anymore, because Oda has put himself in this box now that, all right, there's 3 types of hockey. They are this, and this. Oh, by the way, this is the only one that can counter Logias if you don't have the ability to do so already. So that opens that makes it boring. It's less boring than if it didn't exist, because again, if the Logias were just running over everybody that didn't also have a Logia, it would be annoying to watch for random people that try to go up against them just can't because of the limitations of the human body. So having it is better than nothing, but having some sort of diversity with it would be even better, or just not boxing yourself into essentially two different types of hockey, because everyone in like 100,000 people has conquerors hockey, so it's more or less irrelevant in the conversation of hockey anyway.
That is true. I also do want to touch on that because I do appreciate Rayleigh putting this caveat where, like, yes, conquerors hockey is rare. However, it's implied that you're going to see a spike in the number of users we come across, but that's more of or less of like a necessity because, you know, down the line where we're going to go, you need to be, you know, this level of strength to succeed in the world, more or less. So it just kind of makes sense that way.
Well,
Because I remember thinking to that to myself at some point, like in the future, I'm going to be like, wow, I remember when we said conquerors hockey was rare, and now it feels like almost everyone has it. I'm exaggerating a bit, but like there's a frequency at some point.
I get that, but that also annoys me because they say specifically that conquerors hockey is not one that you can awaken. I'm pretty sure. Like
No.
everyone has latent hockey, but they made it sound like armament and observation can be trained up, but conquerors hockey only specific people are born with and can therefore use is what it sounded like to me.
It's closer to like armament and observation are easy to train, easy to manage. Conquerors has to like bloom from something beyond your training and more akin to your spirit or ambition. How about that? If that kind of makes sense. And then he's like, you know, 1 in 100,000 people have it. He means literally like there are 1 in 100,000 people on this planet could possibly have conquerors hockey, meaning there's just only that many people that have the ambition to possibly even have bloomed a conquerors hockey in the first place or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I still think that there's like room to there's room to believe that it can be, I guess, released or whatever. Or it could just be born with, you know, maybe they're born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Don't get me wrong. It's a little column A, column B, but it's not something you can't just be like, hey, Dad, teach me how to conquerors hockey. And like Dad's like, okay.
Dad goes, okay, and then he kills your brother. And you go,
right, yeah. It's not Mangekyo Sharingan out here. It's like you have to
you don't hate me enough. You don't have enough drive to kill me. That's why you're weak. You'll never have conquerors hockey.
A certain kind of drive beyond your primary calling to bloom something like conquerors hockey, I suppose. I think that's like the big takeaway, if that makes sense.
I see.
I understand like the way it's introduced to us is almost a pseudogenetic phenomenon, more or less. And I think it's more of a, who are you as a person? Like, yeah, you can change yourself, right? To have more confidence, to have more ambition, this and that. Like, you can always change yourself in those things in your life. But I think the reality is that there are certain types of people who just have it. Whatever that it is, that drive, that ambition, that whatever X factor you want to name it as, that's what really gives you the room to have conquerors hockey and really flourish it, you know?
Right.
It's more deeply connected to like the self than anything else.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I appreciate the definitive explanations for each of the types of hockey. We'll see how it pans out going forward, but
I will say there might be some tricks that the series pulls out that to expand on hockey further. It's not just like, you know, it's not ended. But
yeah, we're not done here. Like, there's still room to play with the system.
But these are the three basic. Yes, there is still room to grow in the system. But
really does also mention, like, when he first starts trying to introduce hockey to him, it sounds like he's about to explain the idea that there's a lot of different types of hockey out there, but then he boxes it down to just these three. So,
well, okay, maybe it's more like this. Like, when you think of observation hockey, it's like your mental, like you've already said. So observation hockey can be like when Eneru used it to block all of Luffy's attacks, or like when Kobe used it to listen to everyone's voices on the battlefield. Armament hockey can be used to touch Logias, or it can be used to make yourself invulnerable to incoming attacks, similar to like Iron Body or whatever. Or it can be used to be like, haha, I now push Elephant off of me because I am too firm. or some sturdy, so to speak.
That boy's sturdy.
That boy be sturdy. So I mean, yeah, like I guess that might be more of a thematic change in just application of the singular form of hockey. But there are still a few tricks that the system can bring as the series progresses that I think still allow us an opportunity to have fun in the future. But these are officially the 3 boxes, I suppose.
Now that you mention it, when we look at the 6 powers from CP9, one like Iron Body is like literally just armament hockey.
It's baby armament hockey in my mind.
Yeah, it's baby. Definitely remember that part because those fuckers can't move for some reason most of the time. But I think you can view some of those 6 powers as, wiggle room in the creativity of the hockey system. Like, this is me more or less speculating. This isn't actually what it is as far as I know. But like Tempest Kick, you could potentially view that as like, I'm just shooting hockey out of my foot. I don't know if it actually works that way. I'd like to believe it works that way.
Well, throwing attacks is always weird in One Piece land because Zoro does it, but before he even gets to Water 7, he does it on fucking Skypiea. He just throws a slash attack. Every sword person can throw slash attacks. So in my mind, I'm just like, okay, so now when you become CP9 Goon, you're like, I don't need a sword to throw a slash.
I am the sword.
I am the sword. In my mind, that's what Tempest Kick really is at its heart. It's just like, hey, I can throw attacks too because I am weapon. It's stupid in the back of my mind.
That do be fair.
But all right, we did it. The only miscellaneous topics, supernovas we saw. I did find the on-air pirates being hunted down by a bunch of boars to be a little funny. And then they said bye. Diaz Drake
They're called the on-air pirates.
Yeah, they're called
That's Apu's name. That's Apu's crew. Holy shit.
Yeah. And also that was like a joke they made when they were running away. They were like, "We're the on-air pirates, but this is getting a little ridiculous as they're running on air."
Oh God, I don't remember if that. I don't know that was in the sub.
It was something like that. I'm paraphrasing, or
it was, and I just didn't realize what was being said because I didn't realize they were the on-air pirates.
Same.
Yeah, they're the on-air pirates. And then Diaz Drake went to some random snow town and was like, "Hey, if I fight you, will Kaido be interested?" And he's like, "Probably." He's like, "Fucking good."
Yeah, I don't know what this is about. X Drake apparently has a death wish or something. Maybe
he wants to fuck with Kaido. I guess I don't know, man.
Like wants to have a conversation with him, and this is the only way he can think of.
Don't look at me, man. Oh, and then Bonnie maybe. Also got
she has an interaction.
Yeah, so this was this was something you guys told me wasn't a thing last week.
Go ahead.
Because you guys I guess it was rather convincing last week, but because the elders bring up the fact that Blackbeard has already taken out a crew of a rookie worth over 100 million berries, and last week I said he has taken down a supernova.
Okay, so
and
I think there were wires crossed. So you were correct. At least in my translation, which I'm not going to speak to your translation. In my translation, they never said a supernova.
You're correct.
I believe.
No, you are correct. They say rookie worth over 100 million berries, but I made the jump last week and said supernova because anytime they were referring to a rookie worth more than 100 million berries, they were always talking about the supernovas. So then I said supernova last week, and you were like, no, it's just some random rookie crew worth over 100 billion berries. And I was like, well, I guess that could be a thing. I did just kind of like make a jump on my own because they said
they
only
purely
said rookie.
Coincidence that our brains did not crisscross the way we thought they were crisscrossing.
This is an L. I take a massive L. Christian, you were 100% correct. I gate kept a called it from you, and I am so sorry.
Without even realizing you were doing it too. Which is arguably worse.
That's I have to wear a giant L on my forehead.
But it is interesting. This whole interaction is still holds a bit of worth here because so Blackbeard has defeated Bonnie and her crew, right? And he's holding them there for ransom. He called up the Marines and was like, "Yo, I've got Bonnie here. If I'll leave her here if you want to just give me a ship or something." And
by the way, sorry to interrupt. The fact that whole crew fit on some type of raft, garbage.
Well, they weren't.
It's the same shitty raft that they tried to chase him with in Skypiea or whatever. They like put it back together with shitty ropes and sticks, and they were like, "Yes, raft has been rebuilt."
But then they like run away. Like I don't think they even jump on that same raft. I mean, I guess they have to because they can't just be hiding somewhere on the burning island. The island constantly on fire, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised about because there's the rain, the lightning like rain island and a whole 48 seasons in a year bullshit. So nothing should be surprising anymore. But they all, I guess, hop on this raft. I don't know. Even they make that like joke or bit about San Juan Wolf having like almost destroyed the raft because he's so fucking massive. I don't know why they don't just use him as a raft. I don't know why.
I mean, honestly,
I don't know why they don't just get on his back.
Strength to carry them. Honestly, he has the strength to carry himself.
That might be true, but either way, so Blackbeard is holding Bonnie ransom. Calls up the government. It's like, "Yo, I got this chick here. I'll give her to you if you give me a ship." They obviously don't negotiate with terrorists, so Akainu rolls up and is ready to put all of them down, but only finds Bonnie because Blackbeard and his crew dipped once they saw that Akainu was the one on the ship. I think Van Augur is on the lookout, and he goes, "Yo, good news and bad news. Good news, the Navy's here. Bad news, Akainu's here." So they're definitely
also
not
more
getting
bad
a
news.
ship.
They definitely didn't bring a second ship for us, so there's definitely no intention of negotiating.
Yeah, at which point they all skedaddle and leave Bonnie and those couple extra goons there. And Akainu rolls up and says something about how Bonnie has escaped the government before because he makes some comment about how like his blood boiled over or his blood in his veins froze or something like that. I think that's right. So Bonnie is clearly this. I mean, they're all known entities because they have this supernova moniker, but Bonnie
there's something special about her.
Yeah, Bonnie has some kind of previous interaction with the government in some case or another, which I feel like we kind of already more or less guessed because when we were talking about her reactions specifically to like Ace dying and when all that was happening, and Whitebeard too, that there had to be some deeper connection, especially for Bonnie, because she says something along the lines of like, this is all his fault or your fault, speaking into the ether, and it made it seem like she was clearly referring to someone in the Navy. Because otherwise, like, they would be the only ones who had the real power to like stop what was happening there. So it's interesting. I'm curious to see what ends up happening here, who she's related to, or what kind of relationship he has with somebody in the Marines. But I don't know, especially because we're about to skip past 2 years. I don't know exactly when we get the explanation for something like that, or how they decide to throw that in there. Because if Bonnie gets locked up again or even killed, let's say, then her relevancy wanes after 2 years. So like, what scenario needs to pop up for the disappearance maybe of Jewelry Bonnie to become relevant? But we'll see.
All valuable takes, all valuable impressions. All right. Well, I think for the most part, we did it. We got to the end. Next week is going to be an end of arc special from us. We haven't done a special in so long. Actually, it really has been like a really long time. I don't even think we did one at the end of Thriller Bark.
No.
So when we do the special, we'll go over whatever's in the special when we get there, actually. So I have nothing else to contribute to the conversation. Moving on to quotes. Quotes. Who wants to go first?
I got my only one quote that I vaguely remember, and it's when Chopper gets introduced to the library, and he has that one dude behind him, and Chopper just externally monologues to himself, where he's like, "Wow, who would have thought these Unga Bungas were so smart? They have such vast knowledge." And the dude just behind him was like, "Hey, you're saying that out loud. You're kind of rude. Like, do you mind?"
Like, do you realize you're talking out loud right now? Like, I literally can hear everything
Chopper
you're
just
saying.
keeps going.
He doesn't
Chopper
stop.
does not hear a single thing that man is saying, and he just keeps
Never
going.
apologizes. Just
Nope. I apologize for nothing.
oh, Chopper, you are my son.
No
I
regrets.
love you.
That's it from me.
Thank you for bringing. I forgot that bit happened. I'm so thankful that you reminded me of that.
I'm glad you brought it up here because I was going to mention it earlier, and then something else got talked about, so I forgot. Thank you for that. I don't really have any further quotes. The only thing I'll mention here at this moment is that the title card changed from to be continued to go to the new world.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that was fun.
Right.
We won't get another one of those. I don't think ever.
Until we get to the new worlds.
Yeah.
New world
until
plus.
Back to
Until they
paradise.
Go back to paradise.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, why are we going backwards? What the hell?
Back to the past, samurai.
Little do we all know, we're going around the whole world twice. I tell you.
Oh shit.
Dude, but what if though? I think we went over all my quotes. I just really want to restate that Marine goon from Frankie's backstory. Well, actually, one of the perpetrators looked like a gorilla, if you could believe it. No, that's really hard to believe, as this motherfucker looks like a gorilla. His name is Captain Gorilla. God damn it, that's a great bit.
So beautiful.
It's pretty damn good.
Only other one I got is it is I, your masterin, Heracles.
It had to slip one more Heracles in there before we don't see him again.
I love him so much. I love him so much. All right, that's it.
Go back to the gorilla thing. What I think is beautiful from my experience was I probably just wasn't paying attention when watching my episode, so I completely missed the Captain Gorilla being introduced like by name. I just saw, perpetrator looks like gorilla. We have gorilla looking man right here. Eventually, I guess I was. So
no, it was a two-parter though. So it was he looks like a gorilla, and then the captain goes, that doesn't make any sense. That's impossible.
So I missed that. What I also missed was his name. So at some point I was going through the wiki to like just look up some refresh my memory. And I'm looking through the summary, and it's like, blah, 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 Captain Gorilla. I'm like, no way they named this dude Captain Gorilla.
No, it was a 1-2 punch. They did the bit with him looking like a gorilla. And then after, like, Frankie is, like, fucking off in the lab for, like, a split second, another side goon goes, hey, Captain Gorilla. So you go, like, wait a minute, this dude's name is Captain Gorilla.
I missed that. I did not know about it until a day or two later when I'm looking through the wiki. I'm like, oh my God, this is
great bit. It needs to be recognized. It's a great bit. I loved every bit of it. I busted. I had to pause it for a minute to laugh for a sec. I completely forgot that this bit existed too. This is on the list of like when Usopp said, "What's that refugee from an ashtray doing all the way out here?"
What a bit, bro! No One Piece quote, as far as I've discovered, will ever beat that quote. That is the line, the single-handed greatest line in all of One Piece.
That is so. It's so good,
I love
dude.
you, Usopp. That is so good.
Sunny Straight is my spirit animal, and no one can tell me otherwise. Anyway, so moving on to Golden Ham. Can I give it to Heracles, please? I'm begging you.
I don't. My problem with these episodes is that there's not a whole lot of spotlight.
We
shown
either give
on
it to Luffy or Rayleigh, and I'm like, fuck all that noise. Give it to Heracles.
I know. The serious answer, I think, here is Luffy, but how serious do we really want to go with it?
I'm not feeling the Luffy
so.
train. I can see the Rayleigh train, but I feel like there's just there's so much skipping around where I'm like,
all right, so I'll give you the short logic for Luffy, and the idea is that Luffy has gone through all of this, losing his brother and all of the trials of Impel Down in the war, and has had to make some extremely hard choices as the captain of a crew of people. And his general attitude and the way he has dealt with it. He needed some guiding along the way, but ultimately he comes to make these decisions. And I think there's something to be said for the personal growth of Luffy because of it.
I
think I
hear what you're
almost
saying.
vomited. What is this? What is this like solid answer? What the hell is this?
I'm not moved though, unfortunately. Like I hear what you're saying and it makes sense, but it's not gripping me. You know, it's not tugging on any strings for me.
All right, well, I
think-
disagree. I mean, he's speaking sense. Go ahead, Justin. I'm sorry.
Here's what I'm thinking. I think so he wants to vote Heracles in, maybe for his own, self-indulgence, but also
Definitely.
Heracles is going to be like a mentor to Usopp, and he is one of the cooler / better ones if we really think about it. I feel that hypothetically that I'm correct in this assessment. I feel that same way toward Mihawk, where I'm like, this dude is a Chad. He is going to train Zoro, who is one of my favorite characters, to be like, you want to kill me, and you're asking for my help in it? Fuck it, sure, why not? Like, what? That is amazing. I love that. I don't know. I'm feeling the Mihawk.
Okay, so after all that, you're on Mihawk.
Yes.
All right.
Like, I don't hate the Heracles and train, but I'm willing to plant my flag on Mihawk for now.
I feel like we should give it to Luffy.
Don't do this. I'll vote for Heracles right now.
Christian's right.
No, don't you back down on your own flag. Don't you whip out on me.
My meme is dead.
What do you mean your meme? It's not even a meme. It's a valid answer.
It was always a meme, dude. Come on.
Then you better vote for Mihawk. I supported you. You got to support me on this.
I refuse. I pick Luffy.
I hate it here. You all
Thank you,
disappoint
Christian, for keeping me honest, but I'm sad about it.
Look, and I like jokes too. But I think just before this time skip, this integral part of the story, that our main boy Luffy has earned this one. I think he's had to make a lot of hard choices.
He has.
Speaking
had
of
to
hard
make.
choice, I'm currently thinking of something. Typically, we put the Golden Ham winner as our thumbnail for our podcast episodes, but it is my honest opinion that I think the best thumbnail we could choose for this episode when it releases is the end card that says "Go to the New World." I think that is possibly the best one we could ever choose for a thumbnail.
Well, Dylan, if you're listening to this, and we all know you're not.
Unfortunately, that is not our decision. You have to take that up with Dylan, who will.
Dylan, you know I'm right on this, buddy. Come on.
I mean, just talking to him in the edit is not going to work. You'll have to hit him up on Discord or something, because otherwise he is not going to hear this.
Fair enough.
He's not going to hear your cries.
Can I say I kind of disagree, though? We can save the Go to the New World for next week's when we do the special or something.
That is fair.
I mean, if we do a platinum ham, though, that's usually what we've done in the past.
Fair. I don't know, man. I don't think we need it. We don't need it. Come on, move on. Get out of here.
I like it, though. I like my... Well, you're talking about the platinum ham or my idea? Hold on.
No, your idea. Unfortunately.
What?
I appreciate the vibe. I just don't know that it has a place anywhere.
What? Nah, yeah, moving on. I don't want it.
Whack.
You should have picked Heracles, and we could have all been on the same team, Justin. You missed out. No, it was too late.
To join you.
Meme died before you. I had to ask you, okay? And, I was done. I was over it.
You really did it. I was like, listen, I like this, but I want to see how it plays out. I have my own flag.
Moving on to fan mail.
Yeah. Okay. So you have the SparkNotes edition of this, right? Like you're taking lead on this. I could just send the photos.
I can. Yes. Would you like me to do the SparkNotes? Do you not feel comfortable doing the SparkNotes version?
Yeah, no, you already had that prepped. I'm gonna just drop these photos for context when you get to the SparkNotes stuff.
So we had 3 little notes from a listener, Harsh, a year. I guess I assume that's how you pronounce the last name. A year.
Your guess is good as mine. I don't know English. I don't know words.
So Harsh was letting us know, and this one is actually kind of surprising to me. So for one thing, when it comes to devil fruits and swimming, any body of water they cannot swim in. He's saying
body of water
they cannot swim. They do not have the ability to swim. Is that
supposed to be including non-salt bodies of water?
So okay, this is my okay. He is saying if a devil fruit user is in any liquid that goes above their knees, it makes them weak. Below knees is fine. Secondly, this only applies to stationary liquids. If a user is in a liquid that's moving, they don't get weak. For example, a river, or when Jinbei threw Luffy in Marineford or Rain, if you see Luffy still drown in a river, it's not because of the fruit, it's because he can't swim. This is stated in Chapter 1, where he had the nickname Anchor, simply because he couldn't swim. So I believe this is where I made it muddy amongst us, where I said, hey, they can't swim, but in addition, salt water makes them weak. What he's saying is, no. Any body of water above like knee high makes any fluid that they sit in above knee high makes them weak, is what he is trying to express to us. How's that? And if it's running, rules get thrown out the door. Only if it's still.
Fuck. I'm not even going to touch that.
Okay, so that's all right. Well, let's move on. Let's move on.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna say
This doesn't help our cause of hating the rule.
A lot of that rule still is broken.
It's
along
still a
the
pretty
line.
broken rule, I think. But
I think no matter how you slice it, whether it's the saltwater thing or any body of water, regardless, it has been shattered by Oda throughout the series so far, and it ultimately means nothing. I'm pretty sure if you go back, there are plenty of rule breaks there. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But
All right,
thank you
moving
for
on.
the clarification so that I can be outraged in a different way later.
thanks. I can be outraged all over again. Second note he sent, one thing that we mentioned in a couple of weeks ago when we talked about Sabo's passing and how Ace knew what Sabo's Jolly Roger looked like. So this guy is suggesting that actually he might have made an homage, that crossed X, based off of Sabo's signature when he wrote the letter. Because when he wrote the letter to Ace, he signed it with a crossed S.
Oh, see, now that's fun.
Yes.
That
is a fun fact that I did not realize.
That's a good fun fact. I like
And you know
that.
what I think about this? When I if you look into our Discord, you can see I dropped a picture of the manga panel. What I'm thinking in my head is that like this was Sabo making a typo, and he was like, "Oh shit!" It's either he was like writing in the wrong direction initially, maybe, or like maybe he like low-key just forgot how to spell his name.
It is
Either way,
yes, it is
cool.
Sideways.
Yeah.
In the letter.
Even in that panel? No. Oh yeah, no, it's sideways.
On the letter, it's sideways
Right.
from the way he ends up writing the rest of that part of the letter.
Right. Yes. It's forwards to us,
Interesting.
sideways to the
But
letter
I like
writing
that.
or whatever.
I like that explanation a little more.
Cool.
But then why is there no L for Luffy then, though?
Because he didn't want to.
There's an A.
Why does he have to?
There's an A for Ace. There's an S for Sabo. Where's the L for Luffy?
Why does he need an L for
Luffy's not
Luffy?
dead. That's why. Moving on.
Okay, whatever.
All right. Anyway, the last note he had, one of us mentioned that it would be nice if there was even any like mention of Sabo from Luffy's perspective prior to Sabo's introduction in his backstory or whatever. So he sent us a like an image from the anime or something of him in Marineford when he's like proclaiming something about Ace being his only brother in the world. So I think this is a reach, but he just wanted to let us know there could be reason to believe that this is a part of him trying to express Ace is the only brother left in the world. He lost his first brother. I don't know. I think it's a bit of a reach.
That feels like a very weak
if
argument.
the literal word "left" was inserted properly into that sentence in this example, I could understand that and believe that evidence. I think this is a stretch, but we appreciate you anyway.
I would say that's pretty weak. A weak connection there.
It's all right. We appreciate the feedback and thank you for sending us your submissions.
Yes, thank you. I'm especially a fan. You know, you're tugging on my strings, giving me more actual explanation for Ace's tattoo. I appreciate that because Lord knows the show doesn't do a job of it at all. So this feels good. I like this. I like this closure to this part of my life.
This closure. He wasn't satisfied before.
No, I would wake up in a cold sweat sometimes, even after the arc was over.
All right. Well, moving on to the grab bag. And Justin, if you don't mind, please reach your hand into the bag.
Is it clean this time? I'm tired of us reaching in there and getting
I promise.
awful thing. ever.
Yes, it's
Fucking-
clean. I promise.
Christian got fucking chlamydia last time.
I know,
That's
because
it
I
was
wanted him
syphilis,
to have
but-
chlamydia. It was a part of the bit, okay?
It was
How are you doing
syphilis,
about that, by the way? You okay?
I got to clear it up.
Also,
Turns
it
out
wasn't chlamydia. It was syphilis, by the way.
it was syphilis concentrate.
Yes.
At least that's what I thought anyway. Turns out
Oh.
it was just a lot of snot. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about it any further, but didn't
No, I
have
want to
to
get my money back then. That sucks.
Okay, I'm reaching in the bag. I'm reaching in the
do that on
bag.
purpose.
Why is everything? Why is this bag full with license plates?
To be honest, I didn't think you'd dig that deep down into the bag. I thought you were just
What do
going to
you-
grab
what?
a piece of paper on top. What do you
Wait,
mean?
how deep is the bag?
I mean, it's not like...
Wait, let me look at that. There's like, what do you mean deep in the bag? There's like 5 folded up pieces of paper on top of a stack of license plates. Is there one for every U.S. state in here?
Well, I mean, I just like to, I'm well-traveled,
What have you been doing?
I've
How'd
been going
you
to
have
every
time
state
to do that
stealing license plates.
in a week?
Well, I mean, I just,
Anyway, I pulled up this Minnesota license plate and it says recommendation. And if we do the math correctly,
That's a lot of
it's supposed to be
characters for a
Jordy's
license
turn,
plate.
but Jordy ain't here, so I'm next in line, baby.
Sweet.
Okay.
And so it's time for my recommendation.
I am on the edge
It's
of
been a
my
while
seat.
since we've done one of these, mainly because we kept trying to wait for Jordy, I guess. But
Yep. My recommendation for the audience members. We've done a pretty unique bunch of recommendations over the years, from books, TVs, movies, etc., maybe even games. To add to our diversity, my recommendation to everyone listening right now is to love yourself. At the time of recording, this upcoming Sunday will be Christmas, and a week after that will be New Year's. This time of year is often hard for many people all around the world for numerous reasons. And so if you're listening to this, I just want you to love yourself in whatever way you think that's fit. If you're like me, you like hanging out with friends, just sharing a really good meal. Because, when you really think about it, you're just Luffy. You want to eat some meat, share with your friends. Or maybe you need to go out for a walk because you haven't been outside for a while. And, it's winter where we are. There's not a whole lot of sunlight. Maybe you wake up a little earlier to just bask in the, whatever little bit of sunlight you do get. Whatever works for you. I just want you to go love yourself. And I think that's something all of us can work on in some way, shape, or form, right? That's my recommendation.
all right,
All right.
I could appreciate it.
I was going to call you weak. But you know what? You know what? You brought me back. You brought me in. You brought me on. You brought me onto the stands with you, Justin. Thank you so much. You've broken down my cold, calculating heart. Thank you so much.
Wow,
Okay.
talk about subversion of expectations.
Jeez.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize.
What?
You've done what you
don't
did.
apologize.
Own it. Own what you've done to him.
I do. I said I was gonna. No, I mean, you'd see. I was a little inspired.
Well, you let
There
the
you go.
intrusive thought win anyway, and you said it. So,
Oh no!
like, I
It's
could have
not
called
wrong.
you an animal and a baby for recommending love for yourself, but I didn't. But then I did anyway by saying I didn't.
Oh man, dude, I really do have that little devil on my shoulder. They're just
Yeah.
both devils.
Like,
I
I think about running my car on the side of the street and hitting people like Mario coins, but nobody says that out loud.
Until now, apparently. We know
Oh,
why
man.
we stay clear of the road when Christian's on it. Jesus.
I'm a good driver.
All right, Justin, do you mind closing us out?
No, that's your job now. I'm done. I've had enough.
Is it my job now? All right, fine. If you like what you heard, I don't know why you would. Please follow us on Twitter at Panda Sightings. We also have an email that you can send us questions to, pandasightings@gmail.com. We also have a community Discord if you want to talk to us in real time. And if you like to if you would like to finance us financially, if you'd like to support us financially, yes, those are the words that I need to put together. If you would like to do that thing, we also have a Patreon. All these things can be found on our link tree on our Twitter. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Uh-huh.
Are we
Yeah,
done
I'm
now?
going home.
Yeah, we can be done now.
Oh, thank God.
Press the stop button.
Oh shit! I gotta press the button.
Wait, I can't move my legs.
Oh, damn, you got that memory back in already?
Guys, my legs.
God
Am I
damn it.
Charles
Christian-
Xavier now?
No, Christian, you're not Charles Xavier. You're just a shitty fucking podcast host.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
disappointing.
Yep. Tell me about it. Getting more disappointed by the minute.
I'm gonna go cry.
Good.